Hi, I'm the Artie Dans from Asian Film Fans, and welcome to this review of the Taiwanese horror thriller Detention, based on the hit indie video game of the same name. In the past, movie lovers and gamers have always been wary of adaptations of video games, but as Detective Pikachu proved, games can be made into great movies. Does Detention suffer the same fate of all those adaptations in the past? Or is it a rock-solid horror thriller with enough spooks and chills to keep the audience on the edge of their seat? Let's take a good look at Detention. Set in Taiwan during the White Terror martial law year of 1962, Detention tells the story of an underground book club at Greenwood High School. A book club whose members are keen to ensure the books and theories on communism and left-wing politics survive the martial law period. This movie follows two characters specifically: Fang Rei-shin, a young girl not involved in the book club, but who has a crush on one of the teachers leading the club, Mr. Zhang, who's also her counselor. Fang takes up a bulk of the screen time of this movie, as we follow her accidental discovery of the book club and her overall involvement. The other character of focus is Wei Chong-tong, one of the student members of the book club who has a secret crush on Fang. The first part of the movie takes place in Fang's nightmare. She awakens in an empty classroom and wanders out onto the hallway where she watches Mr. Zhang enter the teacher's lounge. She chases after him but can't get through the door. Panicked, she notices a figure with no face is hunting her. She then bumps into Wei, and together they navigate through the school grounds, encountering not only other members of the book club, but a ghoulish large figure killing the students while reciting pro-government propaganda slogans. The second part of the movie reveals the truth about Fang's nightmare and Wei's predicament, as the stories converge and the audience discovers the mystery behind Detention. As a horror movie lover, finding a good modern horror movie that you can enjoy for 100 minutes can be difficult. However, I think Detention is a movie well worth your effort to watch. If you're unfamiliar with the game, then certain story elements may seem a little superfluous to the overall plot. However, stick with the movie as it does its absolute best to explain everything while still leaving the audience to determine the ending themselves. The horror scenes are well crafted, even if the use of CGI is obvious, and the aesthetics are very faithful to the game, with muted background colours allowing the important elements in the frame, our main characters, the ghouls, and all relevant plot devices, to shine with the use of a warm colour palette. Specifically, candlelight is used to great effect in the overall composition. Topping it off is the spooky soundtrack that keeps jump scares to a minimum. This is a well-crafted, enjoyable horror thriller movie. The usual aha moment that occurs about 70 points into the movie will be a welcome relief for anyone confused with the film up to that point. For those of us that are enjoying the ride, the aha moment helps solidify what you think's going on. Visually, the mixture of colour, both the cold greys of the school and the warm yellows of the candlelight, and the use of black and white for key flashback elements, add to the style of the film. The only thing that could have improved the visuals would have been to add some artificial film grain in post-production, as the clean digital video in this movie gives off a slight soap opera feel. Interestingly, the film grain effect is used in the black and white flashbacks, but it's the story that is the winner here, and with a strong anti-government pro-freedom theme, it's a story that should stick with you. At times, there are some average-looking visual effects, very noticeable in dark scenes where the obvious computer matting work isn't quite as polished as similar effects in big-budget Hollywood films. The first close-up reveal of the pro-government ghoul stalking the students may also be a bit of a letdown to the audience, as it seems like an imposing figure at a distance, but not so scary up close. Also, the way it's defeated is a little too simple and doesn't feel satisfying. From a story point of view, the relationship between teachers Mr. Zhang and Miss Ying could have benefited with some additional exploration, as could the story of the history behind the book club and its importance to Taiwan's future. As far as game to movie adaptations, this is one of the best out there right now. But even as a standalone horror movie for those with no knowledge of the game, this is still a great horror movie. It's not a gore fest and it's not a slasher. It's more a traditional supernatural film that follows the agonizing journey of a teenage girl's discovery of love and obsession and the consequences her rejection has on an innocent group of people. Well recommended for your next horror movie night. Thank you for watching this review. Please don't forget to press the like button and consider subscribing to support our channel.